So Salam Alaikum, everyone. So this is my conversion story, just as promised. I wanted to, tell you my story, This is my second time telling it with, my first time with hijab, second time altogether, So obviously the other one isn't up yet. Well, up anymore. So, I'll start with my first exposure to Islam. I was, a young girl. Just get down. And, I lived in an apartment complex and next to, an Islamic family, and that was my first exposure to Islam. I didn't really regard them as, different or a different religion even, really. I mean, I guess I didn't really think about religion when you're that young. At least I didn't. And, and then when I was 13, I was still Christian and was curious about other religions, just from almost a scientific perspective. I loved always knowing about different cultures and what someone believed and their stories behind it and the reasons behind it and what their values and beliefs were. And I found a hijab video on YouTube, and I thought it was so beautiful, and it made me very curious about what these people were like, I mean, this was so beautiful. I mean, the religion must be, beautiful along with it. And so I started searching, and all I ever heard about Islam was the terrorist things, the bad things. I mean, Islam doesn't actually have any bad things. There are certain people that say what Islam is, but what I don't think Islam truly is at all, and it's not about that. And I was never one to actually go with the flow or to believe what everyone else is believing. I was always bound and determined to come up with my own conclusion through my own research, my own thoughts and ideas, and that's just how I was. So I started researching Islam, and I thought it was super cool, and it really kind of clung to me, a lot. It was so peaceful, and it was so beautiful. I just couldn't get over it, and so I kept going and finding, researching it over the years, and mostly from just this is what another religion is, and I, at the time, I also studied Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, different sects of Christianity, just getting all the different point of views, I wanted to find out what everyone was about. Because I was confused with my own religion. I was, raised Christian, and I didn't really understand it. I couldn't grasp the concept, of Jesus being man and the Son of God and the Holy Spirit. I couldn't grasp that concept, so I went searching for, answers, and, Islam, when I started searching again at the age of 17, which I am now, Islam just wouldn't leave me alone. It was on my mind all the time, and like it is now, it's on my mind all the time. And it was just so beautiful, and it's just so vibrant and connected to me in such a way that nothing else ever had, that I couldn't pass it up. And so after a little bit more research and some really deep thinking about this big step, I decided to convert to Islam. I converted in the March of 2013, a week after my spring break was over my junior year, which is this year, and so I went to a mosque I knew about up in Westchester. I drove about an hour by myself. I didn't know anyone there. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't even know what prayer times were that day. And I drove up there, and lo and behold, I was right on time for prayer, and I dressed modestly, but my hair was showing and everything like that. So I didn't know who to talk to. Like, everyone was going, like, the men and the women were going to their separate sections, getting ready for prayer and listening, you know. And I was nervous. I didn't know who to talk to, and I became quite shy, which is, I can be shy. So it wasn't, you know, but I sat in the car for about 15 minutes before actually going in, like, trying to decide, like, maybe I should not go in. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'll wait. But something told me, you need to go in. You're never going to do this. So I went in, and I was reading this pamphlet, you know, and plenty of people were walking by noticing me and just, oh, salam alaikum, you know, and just waving, you know. A lot of people thought I was a visitor for the mosque, because this particular mosque does tours and stuff, and teaches outsiders about Islam, like, you know, like visitors and stuff about Islam, just to get away from the whole terrorist perspective and things like that, just to educate people about it, not necessarily to convert them or anything like that, obviously not. And I was fake reading this pamphlet, checking out the mosaic window, you know, just, oh yeah, so pretty, look at the light, you know. And I was like, you know what? So this very nice man walks in the door, and I was like, all right, I'll talk to him, you know. So I was like, hi, excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute? And I'm very small, and he was a very tall, very broad-shouldered person. He was quite intimidating, but with the smile of an angel. And his name was Muhammad. I was like, he's like, how can I help you? And I was like, well, I want to convert to Islam, and can you help me? And he's like, okay, be right back. And he goes and talks to Imam, and he says, well, you can either sit in with prayer up in the women's section, or you can sit over here, you know, like, there's obviously the big hallway before you get into the bottom floor of the men's section, and there's these, like, couches, you know, I guess where probably visitors or something would sit. And I was sitting out there, you know, during prayer and everything, and there was all these little kids running around, you know, like little 5-6-year-old girls, a couple little boys, and they were very curious about me. And they were like, what's your name? Are you Muslim? I'm like, I'm Chelsea. No, I'm not Muslim. Are you going to be Muslim? Yeah. And they were like, you know you have to say the Shahada, right? I'm like, yeah. And they were like, is your family Muslim? I'm like, no, my family's not Muslim. They were like, are they okay with this? And they got real big-eyed, you know, and they're cutest little things ever. I just completely precious. I will never get their faces. And so I after prayer was over, all of a sudden over the microphone you hear, okay, there's a sister here that's gonna take her shahad, and everyone's like, what? Where is she? You know, not to mention I'm like one of the three. I'm like the whitest person there, so I pretty much stick out. I was also wearing a really bright green top, so I'm just like, I'm here. So Muhammad comes out again, and he's like looking for a sister to take me upstairs to help me out. And so I go up there, and they're like, we need hijab. Someone find a hijab, you know, like, and so like 8 women like disperse. Why? They're like, I'm checking my car. Be right back. Maybe there's one downstairs in a basket somewhere. Like, everyone's running around and stuff. So they actually, I'm gonna go get it real quick. So they ended up bringing me this nice white hijab, and it's got really nice embroidery on it. It's got a little elastic headband, and a woman helped me put it over my head because I wasn't sure what to do with it. and a little old lady with a heavy, thick accent. She would say the line first, and they were like, so do you want to do it privately or in public? I was like, oh, I don't care. They're like, okay, we'll hook you up with a microphone then, you know. So in front of hundreds of people, I took my shahada, and afterwards, everyone came up and hugged me. I was so overwhelmed. I'm pretty sure my eyes were like this big, you know, because I was like, whoa, I just did that. And two very nice women, after everyone stopped hugging me, and they actually gave me 2 really nice Qurans too. They swooped me up, like, we're going to lunch. I'm like, okay. And they took me through and wanted to know my story, and you know, and now I'm here today, and just a month probably after, like, not even a month, more like 3 weeks of after converting, I started wearing hijab because I just felt that so strongly about it that I really felt like I needed to wear it. And I faced problems at school and work and going to the grocery store, but you know what? I am the happiest girl being Muslim. I can't express how, I'm gonna cry, how wonderful this experience has been, and how I'm so happy that I'm going to live my life, the rest of my life, being Muslim. And you know, and I'm so proud to say that. No matter how many people put me down or don't understand, or, you know, that try and discriminate against me, I don't care, because this is me, and I'm so happy being it that other people's words and comments can't hurt me. And I'm happy to educate anyone that has misconceptions or doesn't know anything about Islam. For a lot of people, I'm the first Muslim they've ever met in my area. They expect me to be Arabic or like from Saudi Arabia right off the boat. They don't expect me to speak English. They don't expect me to be educated. And it's like, I've grown up here my whole life, you know? And I'm just so happy, and I can't get over it. And every day I wake up and I'm just like, you know, things can be challenging, but the reward is so much greater. It's like, why would you ever think of leaving when, you know, it's just so great, and I'm so happy. And that's my story, guys, and everyone wanted to hear it, you know, many people asked for it, and you know what? It's here. And that's my story. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So, on a few side notes, I did post a video yesterday, 10 things you didn't know about me, but there were some technical difficulties, so I'm gonna try and redo that and repost it, probably like right now. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Hopefully this doesn't have any issues. I'm gonna try and fix any bugs, but I don't know why all of a sudden my equipment does not want to work with me, because I've absolutely had no problems with it before, and like I filmed like my other previous 25 videos on it, and I don't know what's happening, so this whole technical stuff does not really work out for me. But yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me. You guys are great. Thanks.